Hello, welcome back to another episode of Kerbal Space Program. In the last episode we launched Moon Station Crew 1 and noticed that we had forgotten to give a screwdriver to our engineer, so we shall rectify the situation. And I actually checked, the station does not have a screwdriver either, and no inventory storage, so I figured I would just send the resupply mission early, and probably the best thing to use for that is we will use one of these RCS, the old style resupply craft, refurbish it a little bit to add the required supplies, and also replace the main tank because of the upper stage, or the actual supply craft, because we do not need any more RCS on this moon station. The only thing we could potentially need there is regular fuel. So let's see. This whole craft has 3.7 kilometers per second. I like to have a little bit more, but that's because the procedural tank here is locked. That's actually a liquid tank, so we could go straight for adding liquid fuel and oxidizer. I was considering replacing it with a tank which also has supplies, but this could also work. Oh. Yeah, let's check something. Our moon station is pretty much full on RCS, but has still room for liquid fuel. Let's say moon station, RCS is almost topped off, but liquid fuel we have room for about 200 units. And moon station crew craft has maybe 50 or so units spare, which it can move over to the station. So, but the rest we could fill up using this supply craft. Then we will not be carrying additional regular supplies, but yeah, let's try something there. So, can show UI, and I will reduce this to maybe this amount, and that's about as much fuel as we can fit. Now if we unlock this, our total delta V is only 4023 meters per second. That is not enough to go to the moon. So I will remove those again, add another 100 here. Update. Now we have 4200. Yeah, I think that's still not enough. That tank is open. That tank is open. And that tank is open. Interesting challenge. Although if you look at it, the craft itself has enough delta V to go to the moon and almost circularize. Well, let's move these again. There we go with a little bit more. So the craft itself now has enough to go to the moon. We just need to add a little bit more to the launch stage, because it's probably this wait, it's showing way more delta V up here. Something is wrong. So let's see this stage. Why does this stage not count? Yep, is doing something weird. Maybe let's ignore MacChip for the moment and just use the indication here. So we go back to 122, update, fill the rest. Then we have 5600, which is still more than enough. In fact, well, let's add the other required things first. So we have a little bit of cargo space here, and I also want to add a container, one of these small container here. The Kerbal can move this to one of the anchoring points at the station. I believe we have 4 of these points. So let's see how far we can go without messing too much. So EVA items, I need one of these. Move it here, or well, doesn't matter. Okay, and then maybe we have some 2 of the connector ports of the EVA backpacks. I believe we have enough solar power on this station, so the remaining we can fill with other items. Let's say we could even bring up one of the recycling modules. To add to the outside of the station. And well, just add some of the supply packs. That's full. And I should remember that I need to move this before I can even dock, so it's quite heavy for a Kerbal, but I guess it will be okay. That gives us 400 additional supplies, which is over, well, for the 3 Kerbals out there, that's roughly 120 days or so, and they already have about 500 supplies. I think that's okay for a supply mission, so we will now close this, and let's change the open the UI again. We still need less fuel here. That one, but why? That's the solids. For some reason it does not recognize the couplers, I guess. Or maybe it does not recognize the staging here. Yeah, I think that's probably it. Okay. 135. What if we remove this entirely and fill this all with liquid? Then we have only 1000 delta V in the upper stage. That's not quite enough. I want to have 22 here. Oh, we have 1300, that's enough to meet up with the station. Yes. Okay. Close this UI. Bring the fairing back. This will now be one station supply 1. And we will... Oh, why does it tell me edited at 0%? That's not okay. What is wrong here? That's not appropriate. And so, let's try again. Let's see where it broke. I didn't pay attention. Okay, now it's 100%. So let's start with the tank. Tank, show UI. 72. Update. And does it not show the other option of filling it with liquid? So 350 divided by 350 times 0.45 is 157.5. So I want 157.5. Update and fill this. Okay, hide this UI. That's okay. We are still good on this edit. And this will be stations. Let's see. Can I add this container up there? That's 76%, so actually adding the container is really bad. What if we don't use the container and only use the inventory here? That will of course limit us quite severely. One of these. Container. 650, so I could have the container in there. But I probably cannot have the container filled with something else. Let's try to be really cheeky here. I don't remember whether that's... So wait, if I move the container here, that is total 220 kilograms, okay. I will try recursive inventory. I add this container here. Okay, that's not where it needed to go. Okay. Inventory. Add what we had added here. Support one of these. Few of these. I think I had 2 of the ports. Hello, where are you? The screwdriver and the EVA pack will definitely go into the core. I do not want to risk not having them. So this is 61 volume. Okay, let's leave it like this. And now 3. Can I move this container here? Yes, I can, and it's full of stuff. So I will not be able to have another of the what's it called? Recycling modules, but I will be able to have the screwdriver, the backpack, and let's say another one of these. Excellent. And now we remove this. And why are we still at 3 days? This is so ridiculous. Okay, so actually changing the supplies will change the whole building time of the entire craft. Well, then let's go back to the original plan and have this. With supplies. And now I have the container. Inventory. Okay, at this point we are 57%, and at this stage 73%. It's partly the container. But I really do want the container to be able to store anything on the station, so it just doesn't work without it. Okay. Let's port. Driver. That's a lot of percents. Oh, that is costing so much. Well then, no EVA backpack, I'm sorry. What if we do without the recycling modules? Doesn't change anything. And these packs, they are actually significant. Well then, I will do it like this, and we'll go with 4 hours something without the EVA backpack, but with how about these? They also change things significantly. So then just 2 packs of supplies. I think that will bring us to about a day. And that's okay. So 200 supplies, that's about 60 days for the crew. Most importantly, the container and the screwdriver, just in case. So, save these edits. That's taken way too long. And bring this up on top. All day, okay. and we'll arrive a day or so after the crew. That's also fine. And the next thing will be this maneuver node. Where do I have? Oh, another stage. Yeah, that's our second stage. That's no problem. Hello, Valentina. Let's see. Maneuver node should be intact. 56 meters per second, which will bring us to a 0.2 kilometer separation with the asteroid. Please execute. He has the containers, but these are not accessible from inside. Maybe instead of using the supply craft, I should have used one of the repair, Kerbin Orbit repair maintenance ships, because those capsules are actually also quite useful. They have a lot of volume and would be able to bring all the supplies, but I guess maybe I will bring a pilot this way later, because that rocket itself does not have enough Delta V to go to the moon. Valentina, please. So, active, okay. And where is our total supply situation? 100, well, a year and 150 days, so that's a long period. Okay, let's check the result. It's actually 1.9. So let's see. An adjustment. Do I need an adjustment? What if I... Okay. RCS can bring this down nicely to 0.2 kilometers. Excellent. So now Valentina will have quite a lot of time to travel. Oh, and I now remember what I forgot. Remember, we have these antennas, but they have no contact to mission control because mission control does not have sufficient range. So Valentina cannot actually radio in anything. And we wanted to do something about that. Because Valentina really has a lot of data. Oh wait, and I forgot to add the next maneuver node for her. Let's maybe look at the distance settings first. Remote tech. It's world scale. Does not affect mission control. I want a proper range for mission control. Directional default of point range. Maybe also increase this a little because sometimes we use multiple antennas. Let's put this up to 0.5 and Let's see, visual is okay, miscellaneous throttle warp, yes, 0, yes. Those are upgradable. On tenor range is upgraded, off, yes. Cheats, no cheats. And now let's up this to 5. Okay, and this will give us how much? Still not a lot actually. Like only 375,000 kilometers, which in real life would be an antenna on mission control that can barely reach the moon. Not very realistic considering we have deep space network kind of systems. Anyway, now Valentina should be able to have a connection at least, and I may have to consider what I will do about this antenna range, because there is just no reason really to have it this bad. I don't want to have to add even more satellites just to act as a deep space network. Okay, connection established. The also has stored science data, orbital observations while in space, high over the sun. Let's give this to Minmo station, and radio plasma wave scan also to Minmo station, and review data, radio plasma wave scan, one for the moon station please, and orbitals for the moon station please, and the school report goes to Minmo station, and another EVA report also for Minmo station. Now let's take another radio wave plasma scan and a telescope measurement. And we will send back the telescope data to Kerbin and move the telescope back in. Magnetometer boom, yes please. Send one of these to Minmo station. Send one of these to the moon station, and well, let's keep one. Toggle it for the time being. That's the goo I don't want to touch right now. PWS antenna, yes please. That was the plasma wave scan. One of these needs to go to Kerbin. And we will lock another set, keep it, and toggle the antenna. That is the science bay. Let's say collect all. It has collected something, but not the radio plasma wave. And that is the materials bay. Let's review. What do we have here? Magnetometer scan, plasma wave scan, orbital telescope, crew report, EVA report. Okay. Well, actually, the this measurement. Let's bring it into the airlock like before. Yes. Okay. Now, Valentina. You have a maneuver there, so that's in 107 days. I need to add for you an alert in 100 days, let's say, to check the approach and plan maneuvers. get this alarm. But in 100 days. Rotate the craft a little. Switch off the antenna again. Well, actually I can leave the antenna on because electric charge is perfectly stable. So I will do that. Good. Press enter. Now Valentina can also connect to mission control, at least for the time being, and watch Kerbal TV or something, or KerbTube, to entertain her for these 100 days. What else? Let's see, moon station crew arriving. And there's probably not a lot else to do right now. Let's check. Offers for unmanned stations, landing something here or there. Not sure whether that is a precondition for something. Oh, there's more of these, but I don't want these right now. Tourism has more missions. The investor tour has updated. Okay. This one we will have to wait for 82 days. Oh dear. Because that's still for when the station was in Kerbin orbit. Dive off the moon with one tourist. This, of course, we could use for paying for a trip there, but well, let's see, regular tourists, IG and suborbital, no. And the rover on the moon we still haven't done, and that's definitely a precondition for things. Biome. I don't understand why this is hidden. We haven't unlocked that instrument yet, okay. And what about this? Also not unlocked the instrument. This I don't want. Lots and lots and lots of whatever. Surface, orbit, we could have another orbit rescue. And one more. I'm tempted to accept these just to get more capable Kerbals, but I would have to do all of these a little bit off camera, because that will just get very boring. Seven available. Okay, I will accept them, but I will take care of these off camera, I guess. There's a surface rescue. We need to land somewhere or other anyway. Let's also do this one. Eve Minmus. Orbital survey of Minmus. It's not paying enough, although the science is nice. I mean, that's this 31, 36 units of science just for doing the measurements without sending them. Well, we have to send them back. I have a craft still there which can collect science. I do have one of the stations. Ah, well, doesn't matter. Still the medical emergency. Office outpost. 5 Kerbals, one of the standard contracts. Excellent. Yes, please. Okay. Well, that's a lot more rescue contracts on Minmus and one of the surface things. Do I have one of these currently ready to go? No, I don't, so let's build one. I remember they had some launch vessel issues, but with some fairings. Let's see. Inmos. Moon 5 station version. Inmos here. This interstage fairing here had issues. Let's check. Maybe it is too big. Oh, can I click on the actual interstage fairing adapter? Yes, please. And let's reduce the extra height. Looks ugly, but let's try this. Maybe this will cause less issues. Save. And we are at 27,000. Do I have some struts here? No, also not. Structural struts. Let's just add something like this. Look. Yeah, it's okay. Good. Save and launch. And this also needs to go up. And this, okay. PH, some struts. You can build some more. No, I don't need to build more of them. These, they go to our supply crates. Supply, that's up and roll out and launch. We still have 2 hours until the crew arrives, so plenty of time. I don't remember whether I actually launched any of these here, so this may go terribly wrong. We have the 500 kilometer antenna there, a communication dish here and there. So let's set this for mission control. Can't activate yet, but at least they're targeted. Let's set this for the moon. And let's check the profile 80, well, 104 kilometers. Why does it think it should go to 104 kilometers? I don't remember. Engage, so this stage, that's the fairing. I guess I will stage manually except for this one. And arm, and engage, set target moon. We could again go for a direct insertion maybe. And this needs launch clamps because it, as you saw, wobbled slightly on takeoff. Let's see how this works. Oh, we're actually losing speeds. And this also has issues with these fairings. Jesus, that's bad. Let's hope this doesn't cause too many aerodynamic issues now. Oh, there it goes. All of the boosters exploding on ground impact. Definitely wrong shape for the orbit here. That's not going well with this. Okay, considering this is just awful. It's been a while since I reverted anything, but I will revert this one. It's an unmanned launch and we could just build another one and have no consequences except for a tiny amount of lost money, so it's, let's say, 80 for now. And engage this to here. Let's try again. At least we lost the part of the interstage there early. And we're already dropping below our intended turn, so okay, let's say turn now. Still doesn't look too good. Part of it might be due to the additional mass we loaded because of the, I think the liquid fuel is a little heavier than the RCS fuel, which it was originally planned and designed for. At least the deviation is not terribly bad anymore. But we'll have very low thrust to weight ratio very soon. Okay, let's swap these. And this. Let's see, we have satellite contacts, okay. And the small antenna here, so we can actually arm this all the way now. We might end up needing it. And we need more time until apoapsis. This is still 90-second burn and we are only 30 seconds away from apoapsis. Rest that vertical velocity. Yeah, this launch did not go very well, I will be honest about that. In orbit. Close this. And well, the good thing about it is we will be so close to Kelvin that we have maximum Oberth effect for the transfer to the moon. But we might even dip into the atmosphere. Oh, come on. Don't you all of this? Quite a bit actually. Later. Let's 61. Okay, I will take that maneuver. It really will bring us back into the atmosphere, I think. So, yeah, we are burning right at periapsis. And the whole burn is 3 minutes, so we are burning from, let's see, that's 27, so from about here. Where am I? Okay, I want to actually raise periapsis slightly. So I will add a maneuver there for, let's say, 10 meters a second. Then we will readjust this one. This view on the moon. Oh, now we actually need more delta V total. Yeah, but I can't dip into the atmosphere, that's just not practical. Okay, like this, yeah, I think that will be okay. And apparently we have a double encounter with the moon. Because our first orbit will bring us out here. And then go around once the red orbit. All the way, well, that's escape. Okay. Let's try these. Execute next. I may need to disable one of the antennas. Oh, we will be in sunlight soon enough, okay. Okay, that's still good. I change this. Yeah, if I burn earlier, then I save fuel. Okay. It saved us 0.2 meters per second at least. Okay. So next, we'll have time for the next burn, yes, then execute that. Where does this actually happen? Shortly before apoapsis. Okay, so orbit raising was okay, and that's 83 kilometers, so we will not dip into the atmosphere. But it's interesting that it cost us so much extra delta V then. So really seeing the Oberth effect there. And now we have no connection to anything. Isn't that great? I should have scheduled this burn. At 1 minute 10 we need the connection. Otherwise we need to schedule the burn for later. Okay, looks like we need to schedule the burn for another orbit. Well, that's awful. How many things going. Excuse me, so many things going back in one. One mission. Okay. Well, now we have a connection. That's well, it's too late. We'll use this and execute the next maneuver and be done with it. Please turn, yes, I want both panels in the sun. And of course this time we actually have a live connection. Or not. Okay, 3-minute burn, moon injection, trans-moon injection, and then we already passed the hour. Maybe we'll accelerate this one a little. But this one definitely needs a bigger booster. Let me set a reminder here. And now let's see. Oh, don't tell me we are in shadow again. Oh, then let's quickly take care of this. Add a maneuver and attempt to circularize, add periapsis, create node, delete node. That is a 252 meter burn. Okay, enough to circularize and meet up with the station. We need to change this just slightly to phase a little. Can I maybe... Wait... I change this periapsis here slightly. Okay, something like this. That should make it easier to plot. Add maneuver, circle arrays, delete. Oh. Whatever, maybe something like this, and okay. I will actually also schedule this burn, and we will see. Execute next one. Now we need to go back to the space center. But I'm afraid this brings us already over the hour mark, so I will split the episode here, and in the next episode we will bring the moon station crew in and probably take care of this rescue. Oh god, we have 2 burns at the same time. Well, I will sort this out. Thank you for watching. If you have any comments, leave them down below. Otherwise, just see you in the next episode. Bye bye.